In the heart of Los Angeles stands a building that has witnessed more horror than most cemeteries, the Cecil Hotel, a place where stories of despair, madness, and death whisper through every cracked wall. But among all its chilling tales, one story still keeps the world awake at night. The mystery of Elisa Lam. It was January 2013 when a 21-year-old Canadian student named Elisa Lam arrived in Los Angeles. She wanted to explore, to experience the world, to chase freedom. Her parents described her as bright, curious, and full of life. But Elisa also carried silent battles. She suffered from bipolar disorder, something she managed carefully with medication and journaling. When she checked into the Cecil Hotel, she had no idea that this place had a history soaked in darkness. Once a glamorous hotel from the 1920s, it had decayed into a haven for the lost, a cheap residence for addicts, ex-convicts, and the broken exilers. Even serial killers like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, had once lived there. Every floor of the hotel had stories, screams in the night, strange footsteps, and doors opening on their own. And into this cursed building walked Elisa Lam, smiling, unaware. Few days later, Elisa vanished. No one saw her leave the hotel. No witnesses, no clue. The Los Angeles Police Department began searching. Then, a piece of evidence emerged that shocked the entire world: the elevator video. Elisa steps into the elevator, presses multiple buttons, but something's wrong. She looks anxious. She peeks outside as if someone's following her. Then, she hides in the corner. The elevator doors stay open. Too long. She steps out again, waving her arms strangely, talking to someone unseen. Her hands move in eerie, unnatural gestures, almost like she's trying to communicate with something invisible. Then suddenly, she vanishes from the frame, and the elevator starts moving again. No one ever saw Elisa Lam alive after that moment. Weeks passed. Guests at the Cecil Hotel began to complain. The water pressure is low, the water tastes funny, and worst of all, the water looks black. Maintenance workers went up to check the water tanks on the roof. When they opened one tank, they froze. Inside floated the lifeless body of Elisa Lam. She had been missing for 19 days. Her clothes, the same ones from the elevator video, were found floating near her. No one knew how she got there. The tanks were locked, the doors heavy, the roof alarmed, impossible to reach without setting something off. Yet somehow, Elisa Lam had ended up inside. The internet exploded. Millions watched the elevator footage, each trying to decode her final moments. Some said she was having a mental breakdown, her bipolar disorder taking a dark turn. Others believed she was under the influence of drugs or hallucinations. But the toxicology reports said otherwise. No drugs, no alcohol, nothing unusual. Then came the supernatural theories. People began linking her death to the dark energy of the Cecil Hotel. After all, this was the same building where Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, was last seen before her murder in 1947. The same hotel where suicides were common, guests jumping from windows, their spirits said to still roam the halls. Some claimed Elisa was possessed or communicating with something unseen in the elevator. Her strange hand gestures, a form of spiritual conversation, some said, a desperate plea for help. Online sleuths dug deeper. They found eerie coincidences. A Korean horror film titled Dark Water had a similar story. A girl Espana found in a water tank, water turning black. Even creepier, it was made years before Elisa's death. Was life imitating art, or something much darker? Even the test results from the water contamination were labeled LAM, the same as her last name. Coincidence? Or cosmic horror? The more people searched, the more chilling the details became. The police called it an accidental drowning. They claimed Elisa had a manic episode, climbed the ladder, opened the tank, and slipped inside. But skeptics refused to believe it. How could a fragile young woman lift the heavy lid alone? Why was the elevator malfunctioning? And how did no one hear a thing? The truth felt buried, like the hotel itself was hiding something. Years later, the Cecil Hotel closed for renovation, but the stories never stopped. Guests still speak of footsteps on the roof, whispers in empty halls, and a shadowy figure near the elevator, a woman in the same clothes Elisa wore that night. Her mystery became a legend, a modern ghost story that still haunts the internet. And the elevator video. It remains one of the most unsettling pieces of real footage ever seen. Maybe Elisa Lam's story isn't just a mystery. Maybe it's a warning that some places remember the darkness that enters them, and never let it go. The Cecil Hotel still stands today, silent, old, and waiting. But if you ever find yourself walking past it on a cold night, don't look up at the windows, because someone might still be looking back.